Game day, Celtic fans. In this morning's Celtic FC news, Chris Sutton's reality check for Celtic supporters. Celtic FC take aim at Dundee. And will Scott Brown be an Aberdeen player come Monday? Chris Sutton insists the Celtic supporters need to take the rough with the smooth when it comes to Ange Postecoglou's football. Postecoglou's team were taken apart by Bodo Glimt on Thursday night in a disappointing performance. Large gaps in the boys' midfield were exploited, as the Norwegians showed a ruthless edge in the final third. However, Sutton has defended the Celtic manager's team selection, and feels if plaudits are going to be dished out to the Australian for a decisive derby win, then there needs to be an acceptance his football isn't going to change in Europe. He went on to say, if fans are going to celebrate that approach, when they are taking Rangers to pieces, there has to be an acceptance, it can backfire at times. He's stayed realistic recently. He knows that improvements need to be made. He doesn't hide from it, and didn't say anything different when his team took over at the top of the table. Europe might be disappearing this term, but the fact Celtic are leading the Premiership with 12 games to go and already have a piece of silverware in the cabinet tells you the manager's approach is, in the main part, working out so far. The Celtic fans just have to accept this is how it is going to be done. And, if it means there's the odd slap in the face now and again while it's being perfected, then that's how it has to be. Celtic have little time to dwell on the disappointment of Thursday night, as attention immediately switches to today's clash with Dundee, as the boys seek an 8th consecutive win in the league. This is a great opportunity for Ange Postecoglou's side to bounce back right away, and even with the trip to the Arctic Circle next week looming, all that matters is seeing how this Celtic FC team respond to the challenge and get the 3 points on offer this weekend. And with the league title so crucially important, it is imperative that the Hoops not allow a single setback in an unrelated competition to derail all of the terrific work that has been done in propelling them back to the top of the league table. It is remarkable to think of how far this Celtic team have come this season, and perhaps the shock of Thursday will provide the motivation for the Celtic players to guard against any complacency, or any underestimating of any opponent that they face between now and the end of the season. Celtic are coming up against a side who are battling against relegation and are under new management. With the visitors desperate for points, and as has often been seen, a change in manager can provide a bounce, which is exactly the sort of threat that cannot be underestimated. As mentioned, the Dens Park club parted ways with James McPake through the week, despite winning the last 2 games under his guidance. In his place, Mark McGee has been appointed until the end of the season, although the new man will not be seen in the visitors' dugout on Sunday. In actual fact, McGee will not be in any dugout until April, as he still has a 6-match touchline ban to serve, hanging over from 2017 when he was the manager of Motherwell. That in itself is a farce. So on to today's game. What will the score be against Dundee this afternoon? I will go for 2-0 Celtic. What do you think? New Aberdeen manager Jim Goodwin yesterday addressed speculation about Celtic legend Scott Brown's links to the vacant St Mirren post, and insisted he still considers him as a Dons player. Brown is said to have been granted permission by Aberdeen to speak to St Mirren, after Goodwin moved the other way this weekend. Although hoping to have him as a midfield option moving forward, the new Dons boss comments on the coaching situation at Pittodrie suggest Brown may not be that involved with day-to-day training. I had a brief conversation with Scott on Friday. I said I am looking forward to meeting him on Monday at the training centre, and that's where we are at. I know there's speculation, but I don't know anything about it. Right now, I am planning on Scott being a player for me between now and the end of the season. His title is there as player coach. I am very hands-on the training pitch, and I haven't had time to look at the structure, but I take the majority of sessions backed up by my assistant Lee Sharp. These are all conversations going forward, but for now Scott remains an Aberdeen player until somebody tells me different. Scott would be better getting out. If you ask me, it wasn't a good place for Big Roy Aitken, the former Celtic captain, and I don't want the same to happen to Scott. And on that note, have a great day, Celtic fans.
Lit. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party. Bodo